Here I am to begin this new poem of the 9th standard. The poem name is Tiger, written by K.K. Daruwala. It's very important in the book. They have given us about the poet. Let me read to you so that you know a little bit about the poet and we know what he speaks about. K.K. Daruwala is a contemporary Indian writer who was used a lot of imaginary from the nature. Looking at the nature, you should think a lot of imagination. That is what his idea. He is a winner of 1984 Sahitya Academy Award for his great writing of a Keeper of Dead. Okay, Savina Kavalugara. Operation in April, Crossing of River, the Commonwealth Poetry Award in 1987. For another literary work of his is a landscape. While pursuing his craft of writing, K.K. Daruwala served in India as a police service and he became special assistant to the Prime Minister on international affairs. He was a police serviceman. Some of its important works are Under Orion, A Summer of Tigers, and the Ministers of the Permanent Unrest and the other stories. So he borrows some idea also from the important English writer. He is called William Blake. And this poem, the tiger, was a reflection of some critical idea, contradiction, of a contrast of this author. Okay, let us continue the summary of this lesson here so that we know how this lesson poet thinks about this thing. Let me explain to you. K.K. Daruwala is a contemporary Indian writer that we have already seen. Okay, now comes as the summary of this poem. K.K. Daruwala's poem Tiger is probably of Blake's poem, which I already told you. That is a contrast, okay, of the poem of the William Blake. The tiger, Blake pictures the tiger as a brute beauty, cruel beauty, brutal, cruel beauty. Tiger always want to roar and encroach the enemy, but here he gives us a contradiction. Not that dangerous, fearful, furious tiger, but the cool and calm. Let's see what he speaks. A majestic creation of God, indicative of God's power. Okay. He, in the creation of the tiger, speaks about the indicative power of God. That is creation of God, majestic creation of God. And that is what is very important. How this God has created. Even if the every fine of everything is counted in this. Okay. But Daruwala's tiger is pitiable creation. As we know, tiger is furious, dangerous. We are afraid to go closer because it devours. But he says this tiger is very pitiable. Okay. Daruwala sets the tone for what he wants to say right at the beginning by starting as the by the line of the poem. It says, by the line itself, it says, the tiger is not burning bright. They are not, as you think, they are so furious. They are not burning torch, okay, burning bright. This is complete contrast, opposite to the poem line of William Blake's poem. Tiger burning bright in the forest of the night, Daruvala says with irony, with a tragedy, that tiger is not burning bright in the shadow or a sun or in the forest of the night or the wildness of the day. The poet brings out our attention to the dwindling number, very few number in there are, of tiger in two ways. He brings out that in the two ways, not in the one way. That the tiger family is thinking 2 by 2. Always the tiger family go in 2 by 2 and 1 by 1. 2 by 2 and 1 by 1. He also refers to the father tiger, that is called Sheru, is missing here in this poem. He makes an emotional appeal to the readers from the beginning, right from the beginning, about the need to understand the tragic flight of the tiger. This tragic flight, what is the tragic flight? The Sheru was missing. That is the important tragic flight here. Okay, scene. The tragic flight means that the important scene of this poem, that Sheru, the father's tiger, is missing. The tigers are hunted by the poachers for their bones, which were used in a Chinese medicine. Here, this is the Chinese medicine. Hunters were ready to hunt for the Chinese medicine because their bones are used in the medicine. Believed to revitalize sickly man, to bring out, to give a new life to the sickly man, they have to give a medicine using the bones of this tiger, and this sick man gets the more power and healthy, and that is what the medicine is used for. And the tiger skin is used for a decorative purpose. And even though you see there are great swamis and this, they put there as a mat, they use as their mat as a tiger skin, and that is what they use for a bowls for the medicine of the Chinese, and there is the skin for as a mat for the use. Okay, the bones are powdered and shifted out in the plastic, and the skin is hanged on the wall as an ornamental piece. Okay, many of them, they use the skin as a ornament, as an abharana on the wall, as a decoration in the house. The royal family, they use this. Okay. The pitiable condition is metaphorical, and here this is the pitiable tiger he speaks. Okay, because this tiger was hunted. Now this tiger was afraid in front of the hunter, because they are going to kill him for their good benefit. He is going to lose his life. So here this poet is on the side of a tiger here. Describes by the poet with a reference to the gecko with the crowns on the skin in the search of insects. The poet feels sad for the tiger which has lost its grandeur, its value in the forest, it loses. Okay. Okay, because it is afraid of the hunter, because he is going to use his bones and the skin for the medicine and the decoration as an ornament, and that is what the things. The tiger's roar in the past made the jungle tremble. Huh? Once the tiger roars in the jungle, cries in the jungle, in the forest, whole forest animal get frightened. Even those who are there in the forest, they get frightened. Okay. Birds to take a flight in the fear, and the monkeys to scream in the terror. See? Tiger is like this because there is a furious, dangerous, they think. Where the tiger roars, the birds will fly and the monkeys will scream with the fear. Huh? But the present jackals nimble at the ears of the dread tiger's king. God had created the tiger as a beautiful beast. Okay. Sundaravada Deva beast is a horrible beast. Okay. With the gold and the black strips. See? With that gold and the black strips, so beautiful, but is like a beast. Representing dawn and night. What it is? Okay. The gold strap representing the dawn, ಬೆಳಗಿನ ಜಾವ. ಸೂರ್ಯನ ಕೆಳಗೆ you see just bearing, if you get up and see, there's the golden layer on the near the this. But in the night there is a full of dark. No, that the black straps speaks about the night, and the gold straps speaks about the dawn. Representing dawn and night. But the gold no longer shines. The king of the forest who feasted on the boar is burnt down by the hymns and near extinction. But this gold never remains as it is. Thus, at last, he says, Daruwala points out the urgency, the requirement, the fastness of the need to protect the tiger, so that we have to protect the tiger. These people are going to use this tiger as their own medicinal and for the purpose, but their beauty in the tiger, in the forest itself. They should be in the jungle to make a beauty of a nature which God created. Okay. Indian national animal, who is God's marvelous creation. As a Indian national animal is a tiger, we have to protect it, not to lose the beauty of it. Let me read the poem carefully. Listen. The tiger isn't burning bright, either in shadow or in sun. The tiger family is thinking 2 by 2 and 1 by 1. The tiger isn't a burning bright in the forest of the night or in the wilderness of day. We need to understand his plight. The father Sheru is missing now. Sheru has been shot and skinned. Pouches ground his bones to powder for some Chinese medicine. Bones would bring them power, they thought. Put life into some sickly man. Their souls were sick, killing tigers in something we won't understand. His skin is hanging on the wall. His bones are packed in plastic white and shifted out. A jackal on the wall. It hunting insects on his head. Once jungles trembled at his roar, treetops flow up, birds disappear, Monkey screamed. What an uproar! Now jackass nibbled on his ear. Lord God had stamped upon his skin in equal strips both night and dawn. His black and gold won't shimmer now. Boar hunter, forest king is gone. So disappearing of the Sheru. Huh? And this is the whole tiger in the forest search of this father tiger, the Sheru. But they have killed him for the purpose of medicine and the decorative, ornamental, for the on the royal families of the houses. So this is the tragedy he feels. But he says to save this tiger of our national animal, to give a beauty in the tiger of the forest, not to kill him. See you on the next lesson.